Studies show that the average person has over 6,000 thoughts a day, and most of them are the same thoughts they have had yesterday and the day before and the day before that. What does that mean? A lot of us are not thinking, we are recycling. Recycling old fears, old insecurities, old stories about who we think we are. And here's the scary part. Most people never stop to question those stories. They just live inside them. So today, I want to ask you something simple but uncomfortable. When was the last time you actually paid attention to the way you talk to yourself? Because that is where self-love begins. Now, this is JengaPod, episode 1 of The Art of Self-Love, and today's episode, or this episode, is called Awareness, Seeing Yourself Clearly. So let's get into it. But before we dive deeper, I want to take a moment to acknowledge something important. This entire series was inspired by my brother Jacob. Jacob, thank you for sparking this conversation. Your influence is all over this. Now, having said so, let's get into it. Now, this episode has several parts. We're going to look at the first part, part 1, what self-love actually is. So that's the question we need to ask ourselves. What is self-love? Most people think self-love is soft, cute, a little fluffy, like bubble bath, scented candles, and I deserve this energy. And listen, I'm not against a good bubble bath, but that's not what we are talking about today. Real self-love is gritty, is honest, is uncomfortable, is the kind of thing that forces you to look at yourself and say, wow, I've been treating myself like a side character in my own story. Self-love is not selfish, it's not indulgent, it's not ego. It's the decision to treat yourself like someone worth caring for. And the psychology backs this up. Self-love is the foundation to mental health. It affects your confidence, your boundaries, your relationships, your resilience, and even your dreams. And it all begins with one thing: awareness. Part 2, the questions that reveal everything. I want to ask you 2 questions, and don't just listen, actually think about them. Pause the episode if you need to. Question 1. What are the 3 things you love about yourself? Not what you wish you loved, not what sounds impressive, not what other people love. What do you genuinely love about yourself? If you're struggling to answer, that is not a failure, that is awareness. Question 2. What stories do you tell yourself about who you are? Because your self-image is built on stories. And some of us have been telling ourselves the same tired, dusty, outdated stories for years. I'm not enough. I always mess things up. I'm not attractive. I'm not smart. I don't deserve good things. I am too much. I'm not lovable. These stories become your identity. Your identity becomes your behavior, and your behavior becomes your life. So self-love begins when you stop and ask, wait, who told me this? And why am I still believing it? So part 3, a story of a girl who could not see herself. So let me tell you a story. There was a young woman. Now for the sake of this episode, let's call her MY. MY was a brilliant, creative, kind lady. The kind of a person who made everyone else feel seen. But she couldn't see herself. Every compliment bounced off her. Every achievement felt like luck. Every mistake felt like proof she wasn't good enough. One day, her therapist asked her, if you spoke to your friends the way you speak to yourself, would you still have friends? She froze because she realized something painful. She was her own bully. Not intentionally, not consciously, but consistently. That's where her healing began, not with affirmations, not with routines, not with self-care days, but with awareness. Awareness of her inner voice, awareness of her patterns, awareness of her wounds, awareness of her worth. So awareness is actually the doorway, and it always is. So part 4, the philosophy of self-awareness. There's an ancient Greek phrase carved into stone: know thyself. Not fix thyself, not judge thyself, not compare thyself, know yourself. Because awareness is the beginning of transformation. You cannot heal what you refuse to acknowledge. You cannot change what you refuse to confront. You cannot love what you refuse to see. Self-awareness is the mirror, and self-love is the response. Again, self-awareness is the mirror, and self-love is the response. Now, part 5, the ultimate form of self-love. Let me say something that might challenge you. Going after your dreams with discipline is one of the highest forms of self-love. Why? Because discipline says, I believe in my future enough to sacrifice for it. I believe in my potential enough to work for it. I believe in my purpose enough to stay consistent. I believe I deserve a life that reflects who I truly am. So self-love is not just soft. It's strong, it's structured, it's committed. It's the decision to stop abandoning yourself. Now, part 6, let me give you a gentle reminder. If this episode is speaking to you, take a second to like the content. It helps more people find JengaPod and joins this journey. But more importantly, it helps you remember that you are investing in yourself. Now, to close, self-love begins with awareness. Awareness of your strength, awareness of your wounds, awareness of your stories, awareness of your needs, awareness of the ways you have been unkind to yourself, and the ways you can begin to change that. So this is episode 1 of The Art of Self-Love, inspired by my brother Jacob. Thank you again, my brother. Episode 2 is next. The signs you need to work on your self-love. Some will surprise you, some will challenge you, some will free you. But nevertheless, do not tune out yet. Go straight to episode 2 to find out. Now, this is JengaPod, and I'm your host, Godwin Silayo. Let's get starting. Let's keep building. Let's keep rising. And having said so, if you have enjoyed so far, please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on our podcast channels, comment, like, and share with friends. Having said so, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the second episode. Have a good one.